The person who doesn't love God is left at risk, for they're reliant on people who come and go, and relationships that are determined by self-interest. And one is always at risk, therefore, of whatever dangers there are. Risk spells fear, and perfect love casts out fear, in that it's not concerned with self anyway. It's driven by a concern for others, and the cost to oneself has meaning. And of course, love attracts the support and help of others. A person who feels they're at risk in the world is concerned always to have the approval of those around them, and works hard to be more approved of than other people. It's a competitive environment where, given the lack of awareness of God's support and care, one has to seek out a poor substitute. So lack of loving God leaves you with a self-interest that is an uneasy security. You're always at risk of what people think of you, and therefore you have to work hard to keep up appearances and please others. You attract the company of people that you suppose will be of benefit in this way, and they tend not to be those that are going to be most loving and concerned about you. They are those rather who have the material success or power that you seek to protect yourself. And they tend to be people that use this power not in any devotion to you, but in likewise self-interest to themselves. In extreme cases, this can result in becoming, as an individual, quite a fretful person, bad dreams, fear of the future, because of course there's no assurance of God, fear of what other people are thinking, everything that goes without loving God, the loss of all the assurances, the faith, the trust, the hope, the joy, vanishes when you don't have an awareness of God, but just an awareness of the material world and the degree to which it is or is not managing to supply your needs. As you see it, there's an ever-growing fear of the future that things may collapse, go wrong, bring hardship and bring insurmountable problems. In short, without the love of God, you live in a world that's at risk, your risk, as you see it. And of course it's as you see it that starts to create the life you're living. In the more obvious way, of course, not trusting in God means that your concerns about the future mount because you can't rely on God to come to your rescue be steering things so that the future is a blessing, and therefore you fear that the future may be a curse, and can become very fretful, very inward-looking, very concerned, very fearful, and start to exhibit behavior that protects yourself from the dangers of others, rather than opens yourself to truly helping others and supporting them. To not trust in God, therefore, takes out hope in the future, and to destroy hope is to destroy the very foundation of life, and the very basis from which all living, all creating, all understanding stems. To know God is to have life eternal, to have hope, to have joy, peace. And those that don't have God are therefore constantly plagued by fear and concern and all sorts of havoc and chaos. So we are blessed by knowing God. Thank you, Heavenly Father. In addition then, let me say that it's the perfect love of God that drives out all fear and all loneliness and is eternal. That's your focus. It implies the love and care of all that He loves and cares for. And because you have the same values as God when you have the love of God in you. It's not dependent on any particular part of the universe of things that can affect you. It's dependent, it's reliant on God. Now, to love God, to enjoy loving God, is not that you just wish to consume what He gives. That's not loving. You need to find something that you understand God values, and you can give to Him and delight in giving to Him, that your joy be full. He's chosen to have needs that you can meet. And as I understand it, those needs are your love, your devotion. When you love Him, He's flying. He's on top of the world. He's a person, you see. He has needs. He absolutely delights in His children loving Him. And when they don't love Him, life is not complete. It lacks what He wants. And He longs. You know, the father longed for the prodigal to come home. He looked for him every morning, hoping to see him coming down the road. Longing for him. My soul longs for you. It's not just us that sing that to God. My soul longs for you. My soul longs for you. Nothing else will do. Nothing else will do. It's not just that we sing that to God, it's that he sings it to us, to each of his children. Nothing else will do but that they come. They must come. He has chosen to need that, and we can give it. He has chosen to delight and joy in our love to him and to each other, and we can do that. We can give that, and that is our joy. It's a wonderful God. Oh, I was struck by Father is not a name, although it's got a capital letter, of course, in King James Version. It's a title, isn't it? We're not really naming God. We're saying his relationship to us. That's how we refer to him. It's a name in a sense, of course, because we call nobody else Father. But it's a title. And I'm not sure of the significance of that. I'll accept, yes, I am. Names define a person. We've only defined his role to us, that he's Father, and not Father to all of creation, all of creations. And we can't grasp more of his magnificence, if you like, of his being. But we can grasp that, and that is life eternal, to know that part of him. Everything else falls into place when we own that he is our Heavenly Father. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Love you. Thank you, Heavenly Father.